Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Our text for today is the gospel just read, taken from St. Matthew chapter 4, the temptation of our Lord in the wilderness. So the first question before us today is, who is the enemy? It's not as easy a question as you might think. We're always looking for the enemy, it would seem. Whether the enemy is the coronavirus, the president, somebody who's running against the president, our weight, our health. Maybe I'm the enemy. Maybe I'm my own worst enemy. When we talk about who is the enemy, we're kind of building up this reality that we love to think in terms of good, bad, right and wrong, and it's nice and easy if I can kind of put somebody into a corner, a box, so that they're the bad guy, and I don't have to think about them or worry about them anymore. Now, while there is a level of truth to that with so many things, in the scriptures, really, there is one final enemy, and that is Satan. Now, our text today, Jesus' temptation in the wilderness, has three titles for this person. He was called the serpent in the fall into sin, as we heard from Genesis 3. But in Matthew chapter 4, he's called the devil, the tempter, and Satan. The devil, diabolos, not a mountain. The devil is the adversary. He is the opponent. He is the one that is against everything that God wants and desires. If God is for it, the devil is against it. And so he is the one that is always behind the scenes, working, pushing, trying to get Jesus to deny his mission and purpose, the salvation of the world. And so sometimes he is called the tempter, the seducer. He is the one who leads us astray. That picture, I think, is especially clear in Genesis 3, in the fall into sin, where he seeks to seduce and draw Eve and Adam away from God's clear and certain promises for them. He seeks to tempt them to believe that God is not on their side. He wants them to believe that God is actually their enemy. And so we get to the final title, Satan, which literally means the accuser. Satan is the one who is always pointing the finger. Satan is the one who is always seeking to try to get you to believe that God does not love you. And so he points the finger of the law against you, and then finally wants you to despair of God's mercy. Now, you can see all three aspects of those in Jesus' temptation in the wilderness, but I dare say you can see all three of those in your life itself. Opposition. Just whatever is good and right and salutary, it just seems sometimes as though there is something that is right there blocking the way at every turn, even when you know what is right. But at the same time, there is that voice. You know the voice. That voice that would draw you away from what is true and good and right. And if that seducing voice does not work, then the finger pointing will. That push to despair over your own life and work. This is what Jesus faced for you and me in the temptation. And this is what we each face every day. Now, as we heard from Genesis 3, Eve and Adam did not win. They lost. And they fell. And death was the result. But Jesus Christ is the one who defeats this one great enemy. We sing that in the hymn, don't we? It's kind of a strange and wonderful Sunday when we begin this season of Lent, this time of repentance, and we started off with that good and self-introspective, repentant hymn, A Mighty Fortress. Right? Every single year we begin the first Sunday in Lent basically with A Mighty Fortress, because it sets up for us who the enemy is, what is at stake, and that you and I can't do it. With might of ours cannot be done. Soon were our loss effected. But for us fights the valiant one whom God himself elected. As he who is this, Jesus Christ it is. The Sabaoth Lord, and there's none other God. So Jesus is the one, indeed the only one, who defeats the enemy. And he does so by trust in the Word of God. With every attack that Satan threw against him, Jesus replied with God's Word. With a simple trust that God knew and did and always wanted what was best for him, just as God always desires what is good and right and best for you. Turn these stones into bread. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. I'll give you everything if you worship me. Do not tempt the Lord your God. And so on. With each one, Jesus points back to what God finally promises for you and me, and where you and I fail at each turn, and we do, Jesus succeeds. Now, that doesn't just mean Jesus is being a great example here. Okay, Jesus can do it. Buck up, read your Bible more, and you'll get it. No, not at all. Rather, Jesus does this because you cannot. And so his defeat of Satan in trusting in the Word of God is your defeat of Satan. For anything that is Jesus is now yours by faith. That's the miracle of the gospel, is that everything that God does in Jesus Christ is now yours. You can't defeat Satan. You don't have to. Jesus has already done it for you. And that is the incredible comfort that God gives to you and me this day. The victory is already won because Jesus Christ, the Son of God, has done what we could not. Remember those words from Romans, for as by one man came death, and so through one man came life, Jesus Christ the Lord. So this day, as we begin and really kind of on the early stages of our journey to Good Friday and Easter, rejoice because we know where the journey goes. We know that God is on our side. And if God is for us, who can be against us? Jesus' name. Amen. And now the peace of God, which passes all understanding, keep your hearts and minds in true faith to life everlasting.